Everybody wants things to change, but nobody wants to do what it takes to make them to change. Now, understand that people are so comfortable in their situations, and they're even more comfortable complaining about their situations. People talk about, I want this, I want that, I want to become this, I want to go do that, I want to start this business, whatever it is. I don't understand the factors of wanting and not doing. I can't do it because I don't have no time. I can't do it because I don't have the resources. I can't do it because I don't know where to start. We have a place called Google that literally can navigate us through life today. Anything that we want to learn, anything that we want to know, we can just Google it. And we can literally find out everything we need to know for free to go out there and take us to that course, to that path, to that place in life where we want to go. But the problem is we're comfortable. So many people put the first step in. Let's talk about opening a business. People start a business. They get a business name, they get a tax ID number, they get a business bank account, they get business cards, but they have no business. And all they do is feel comfortable with their job. They're getting paid every day, they're getting paid every week, they're getting paid every month, and they don't want to get uncomfortable. They don't want to put that stuff aside so they can go out there and start their own business. They don't want to amplify their life because they're comfortable, but they started this business and they talk about this business that they have, but they have no business. And that makes no sense at all. So at the end of the day, we have to figure out, what is it we want to do? Why do we want to do it? And are we willing to do what it takes to go out there and get it? Or are we just going to complain and talk shit for our whole life and say, you know what, this is the reason why I didn't do it. This is why I didn't do it. That person, this thing, whatever it was, we're going to talk about all the obstacles. We're not going to talk about the opportunity because the opportunity is not big enough. The obstacle is too big. And what we have to realize in life is we have to look at the opportunities and realize there's going to be obstacles, but look at the opportunities in the obstacle, not the obstacle that's in the opportunity, and allow yourself to go out there and identify what it is that you need to do to take the next step. Because you could talk all you want to do, and all the things that you want to say to everyone and make yourself feel good about that. Hey, this is what I'm looking to do. This is what I'm going to start. This is the business I'm going to start. People always talk. So many people talk, nobody does. I want to make $1,000,000. Did you know that less than 1% of the world makes $400,000 a year? Why don't we take some baby steps? You want to make $1,000,000? Why don't you make $100,000 first? Why don't you figure out how to do that? After you make $100,000, why don't you figure out how to make $200,000? And at the end of the day, realize that you have to graduate to get yourself somewhere. You can talk all you want to do, and we're in a world that all people do is talk. This guy or this girl has a $250 pair of shoes, but they have no money in the bank. And they talk about how they have this and how they have that, and they spent their entire check, and they can't afford to put food on the table. Is that a way to live? Who are you trying to impress? Being a person of no substance and being a person who has nothing to go out there and offer anybody else really doesn't identify you as anybody. But when you can do something and show someone that something can be done, and you follow through with your actions, you follow through with what you say you're going to do, and you don't fall back and say, well, I'm uncomfortable leaving, my job to go out there and start my business. I'm uncomfortable, putting time into my business because I don't have that much time and I feel guilty. I'm not giving my kids as much time as I need to. Understand, everything in life is going to graduate to a better place if it's being used for the right. If it's being used for the wrong, you're never going to graduate. You have extra time, you're watching TV, you have extra time, you're going out and having fun and you're partying, you're never going to graduate to a better place. But if you have some extra time and maybe you're not spending a little bit of time with your kids that you could be spending, but you're making their lives better by identifying things and doing things to go out there and move forward, that's going to be a big step. And they're going to appreciate that in the long run. What they're not going to appreciate is the excuses that you have to give and the reasons why you couldn't do it. And what's going to happen is your kids are going to become just like you. They're going to make excuses for everything. They're going to have a reason on why they can't do things because they watched you make excuses, and that's all they've ever learned. But when you become the person who makes a difference and you become the person who goes out there and starts making moves, what's going to happen is your kids are going to see that. They're going to watch that. They're going to identify that. And that's going to become something that they want to become a part of because they see things happening in your life which they want to happen in their life. But if things aren't happening and you're not moving, guess what? No one's ever going to move because they're not going to be able to see it. So you not only need to be an example for yourself, You need to be an example for those other people who you're trying to do things for, who you're trying to get to a higher level for. So whatever you want to do, realize it can be done. The resources are free, they're out there. You can learn whatever it is, but you need to take the first step. And after you take that first step, and I'm not talking about business cards, I'm not talking about a business name, I'm talking about actually going out there and making moves, making things happen, and following through. Because that dream is great, that idea is great, but unless you're putting that plan into action, your results are never going to graduate to anything, and you're never going to be able to move on to that next place in life. So whatever it is that you're looking to do, go out there and take the step and understand that you have to go out there and make the moves. Nobody else is going to do it for you, and nobody cares about your excuses on why you can't, because guess what? All the people around you have the same excuses. So be the difference maker. Go out there and make something of yourself, do something, and become a part of what you want, and identify what it is that you need to change, and get rid of the excuses, get rid of the blame, and watch your life change in front of you.